So hello my friends, Devon Lennox here, PhotographyPX. In today's video, we're going to take a deep dive in the past for Nikon's history reviewed. Nikon's origins begin in the early 20th century following the Russo-Japanese War of 1904. During this war, the Zeiss optics used in binoculars delivered a key advantage over opposing forces, which ultimately allowed the Japanese to defeat the Russians. However, following the war, the economic marketplace changed, leading to the Germans stopping their outsourcing of optics to the Japanese, yet quality optics remained a necessity in military applications used in the Japanese Imperial Navy. Thus, the Japanese turned towards domestic production instead. At this point, the three separate founders of what would later become Nikon came together to begin researching Japanese-made optics for military applications. However, they lacked the skills needed to create the level of quality they desired. So instead, they decided to go to the manufacturing capital itself, Germany, to hire engineers and experts in the field to manufacture their optics on their behalf. Shortly after that, in the mid-1930s, Nikkor was established as the standard naming convention used for the resulting lenses they created. Following World War II and the Korean War, professional journalists quickly began adopting Nikon glass, progressively leading the brand to become more mainstream and more of a household name. In 1959, the Nikon F was released, marking their first ever SLR and initiated the F mount used on their cameras today. The Nikon F was an insanely popular camera and the first successful attempt to evolve from the previous rangefinder design of years prior. At this point, the brand exploded. In 1999, their first homegrown professional grade digital camera, the D1, releases. 2007 and 2008, the D3 and D700 are released, finally allowing users to use full frame lenses on their bodies, as all cameras were DX up until this point. 2008, they release the D80, which is their first SLR camera to record 720p video. And this is from, at that point, 2008 is the point that we know the name Nikon and the camera manufacturer that we know in 2019. So a nice little quick overview of Nikon, a little bit of their background. And it's really interesting to kind of see how the camera maker evolved with Nikon and a number of other camera makers that are in today's marketplace. There have been some rebranding and nomenclature changes, but with Nikon, they started by kind of basically copying, to a certain extent, Leica, and that's kind of how they initiated that company. They're just kind of doing research and trying to replicate that to a certain extent. Canon was also kind of really about that as well. they were both hand in hand in that, but I hope that helps, guys. I know this is a really quick overview of just Nikon, their brief history. They have a very long and amazing history, in fact, but they have a very long and in-depth history. This is just really covering some of the major milestones that happened in that camera manufacturer's history up until what we know today. So this is Devon Lennox here, PhotographyPX. We'll catch you in the next video, and until next time, my friends, peace out.